Greetings everyone to Phillip Island Grand Prix circuit, the 14th of May 2020. This is just prior the first MG and invited race. As you can see, track is wet and it's quite windy and blustery. Alistair is just checking tyre pressures. And now we're wandering up to Keith Ondarchi's Stag. He's just finished putting wet tyres on. So I thought I'd just show you some of these cars prior to them going out. It's a beautiful car, nicely set up, an absolute weapon. And this is Rob Splatt. Rob's a major sponsor to NMG and Invited British. So it's not a race car, but it's beautifully prepared and well driven. Anyway, I hope you liked this video as it turns out. Thank you.
MG's quite like the great man Paul, but we'll have a go nonetheless. Very excited for this race because, look, unfortunately we haven't got the Slade car, but that'll obviously feature tomorrow in various guises. But it allows us to focus on the MGs and Invited British sports cars this weekend, and that they have been part of the furniture in the state, or the Victorian State Series, for a long time now, at least for as long as I've been involved in the State Series now, for about a decade and a half, and they always produce good grids and such a variety of machinery as well, especially just in the MGs through its long extending legacy around the world. And Jason Holmes on pole position is
I think it's there we go, everyone likes to be on TV, everyone loves it. G'day out there, we're not too far away from a race start here, and it is going to be Jason Holmes that will lead them away. Done a tremendous qualifying lap, goes beautifully off the line. Gary Bulmer goes well, as well does the number 40 of Keith Ondarchi, gets away magnificently in the number 40. Let's see how the big Stag can go, but it's Robin Bailey that gazumps the 3 rows in front of him, and he drives down into position number 2. And I'm going to say on technical prowess that Jason Holmes' lead is not going to be for too much longer, because Robin Bailey is coming. And I reckon Robin Bailey in the entire Victorian State Circuit Racing Championships has done more laps than anyone else in any category this year. He's cross-entered from MGs and also into the sports cars, and he's doing a tremendous job. The reliability of a car that you would probably put a question mark of reliability over the top of at any given time. Jason Holmes staying with him around that part of the track. It's going to be very tricky to stay with the horsepower that Robin Bailey's got under his right boot coming onto the main straight here, as he will ease it. But look at Holmes, he's got right up in behind him around the top of the straight, pulls out of the slipstream and wants to go with him. And have a look who's right in behind, Mr. Podium himself. That's Keith Ondarchi in the number 40. I don't think he's been off the podium in the MG and Invited British cars. Let's call it for what it is. It's a Stag, it's not an MG.
All right, so what are you doing? Have a look around the Swingler Racing TR7, originally built by Winchelsea Wedgeworks, and a little bit developed by me, mainly Chris and Mark Johnson Racing. So as you see, it's TR7, true to its word. It's only a 4-cylinder, not like the Big Banger V8s. We rely on driver skill rather than just simply horsepower. Had an extensive rebuild over the last 12 months with a brand new Swingler Racing engine.
So these are 48.
So the 48 Webers on it. Obviously with the Weber manifold, specially built exhaust manifold for it, straight out the side exhaust. What do we got? Electric water pump, no thermostat, so we can control the water flow and keep good temperature in it. All sorts of good bits in it. Head developed by Chris Swingler, absolute one-off. Been running it now for about 12 years. Just had to freshen up, new pistons and all those sorts of things. And we think we're getting about 100 horsepower at the rear wheel.
100 horsepower?
At the rear wheel, so about the same as a standard motor.
I think
maybe a little bit more.
Yeah. Say 160.
But it's fair to say that it's now got more horsepower than the works car.
Yeah.
So we're very, very happy with it. Had its first outing yesterday in practice. And a little bit of a shakedown driving it around. The car's going really well, the driver not so. But now looks like we've got a wet track, so we'll just have a bit of a play around and try and stay out of trouble.
Yeah. Tomorrow's another day.
Yeah.
To finish first?
First you got to finish.
Yep.
So before too long we'll have another Swingler Racing yellow TR7 joining us once Kippy gets his level 3 licence,
right.
and then it'll be game on.
Right. Thank you, Alistair. Thanks. Thank you.
Well done.
I'm not going to say Hollywood movies, but English type movies and TV shows and things like that. The Triumphs were very much a feature of the screen for British cars. The TR7 there just doing a brilliant job. In fact, there's 1, 2, 3 in the current shot there, as we've got the number 1 of Phil Chester there, Michael Wood breezing on through. There's that Michael Herlihy going through in the 69. No, that's Suter. Where's Michael Herlihy in the number 61? He's a couple of cars back there. We've got the 68 of Bruce Asprey, and then behind him is Michael Herlihy. So 45, Alistair Ondaatje, which is a TR7. Can't see Alana actually. I didn't see Alana even on the grid. So it's just one of the Ondaatje cars out there. Keith out in the podium spot there, as we see our front-running 3 cars down the main straight now. This is the field breezing their way around the top of Lukey Heights, and you can see the very packed up paddock area behind us. A great entry here for this weekend. In fact, there's not a lot of hot spots left in the pit and paddock area. Certainly garage is all taken up here this weekend, and here we have a battle of the Triumphs. The 43 of Ferguson and the 70 has just got through on Phil Chester, and that's Ian Cowie. So he goes side by side, dives under the 43 of Ferguson, and has found a really nice bit of grip around the inside of turn 12, and will go side by side. In fact, the 43 of Ferguson blows him into the weeds on the horsepower race, and in fact here comes that little MGB GTV 8, pretty much in its standard trim that goes through on the TR7 there as well, and that's looking the goods. That's Michael Wood in the number 53, second in that train there. So he had a really good run onto the straight, breezed through on the number 70. In fact, made short work of Ian Cowie, and here comes Phil Chester in his MGF as well. This would feel like the world's just spinning a little bit slower here this weekend for Phil, I would expect. I
was just about to say, I spoke to him in the lead up to this event, and Phil Chester was very excited to step back behind the wheel of an MGF, apart from his usual MG GT V8, that absolute beast, which is on the sidelines at the moment. He was parked up at Winter because he was having a complete engine rebuild.
Is it Ferguson with... There you go, Ian! Mate, did you have some angry pills or something? What, mate? What happened? 10th. Oh, you're kidding. Go.
Unfortunately, you're right. All things changed and always stay the same. I think expression really can't be.
How did you go with that, Ed?
Fair interesting moments. Yeah,
fantastic.
Good fun.
Fantastic. Well done.
Thank you. After that many years, it's given me a bit of grief around the track.
Ian came 10th. Fantastic.
Very good.
Yeah.
You must have had a bit of grip out there.
I had better grip than you. I was sliding.
Yeah, my rear is...
But it surprises us.
The inside run up, turn 2 and turn 3, that was fun. Yeah, I was sliding more coming off.
Oh yeah, coming off. Yeah.
But anyway.
Well done, guys.
Silver bullet did its job, mate.
Yeah. How did you go, Bruce?
Alright. Al beat me though.
Yeah. Oh no, it was fantastic. I've got some footage all blended in with Blendline. So Mrs. Asprey will be very happy.
Yes,
Yeah.
very happy.
Well, it's only in one piece. It didn't end up,
Oh, fantastic.
didn't end up flying off the edge of the cliff.
Yeah, I was on him, then I outbraked myself at MG, and he just gagged me with a lap to go.
Yeah.
So just a little bit hard on the brakes. I thought I was going off the end. So
Have fun?
lots of fun. Cars are awesome.
Fantastic.
Cars are awesome.
Well done to Uncle Chris, eh?
Well done to Uncle Chris. The engine is on fire now.
Fantastic.
He's just pouring like a freight train.
Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you.